Hello, and welcome to Rocket Fuel, your daily update for everything that's happening in the Rocket Pool community. So, let's go over what happened yesterday. Before we get started, today, of course, is September 11th, and this is episode 28, I believe. Yesterday, I shared the first meme that a stranger has ever made about me, which, was nice. I shared news of Anthony Sassano running a Rocket Pool node, Marceau taking a step back and explaining his reasons, issues about the PDAO guardianship, and the rETH token starting to trade at a premium on exchanges, which means it's cheaper to mint it through the deposit contract than it is to buy it on an exchange. Joe wanted to give out shout out to Furious George for his running of Nimbus, and we finished with an all-time high on the ratio. So today we have this news that actually kind of slipped through a couple of days ago. I wanted to include it yesterday, but I saw the story during the day, and then when it came time to compile my notes, because this was in the governance thread, I didn't get around to doing it, which meant I missed the story and sharing it with all of you guys. But it's something that's incredibly bullish, and it's something that I'm very excited about. So Solar Curve shared this link, and it says Balancer will be bribing for rETH RPL in the next Aura voting round. You're all welcome to join us. So just like we started rETH wrapped ETH pool on Balancer, and we as a Rocket Pool community are starting to incentivize that and like give outsized rewards. Balancer themselves started a pool for rETH RPL, and they have incentivized the pool from their behalf on their own. So this is going to kick in, I think, in the next week or 2 weeks. But Waldorf replied saying it's really cool. And thank you very much to Solar Curve, but I'm not sure if it falls under the IMC charter. So basically the IMC charter, that's the Incentives Management Committee, their charter is to push rETH and push adoption of rETH, while obviously not the price of the RPL token is not secondary, it's not even tertiary, like it's not they don't care about the price of the RPL token, right? Their main thing that they want to do is push the adoption of the rETH token and make it the best liquid staking token there is. And they're doing a wonderful job of that so far, let me add. But the the RPL is not on their remit, and they don't want to make it look like they're trying to pump their bags, So Marceau then said at some point we should think about deepening RPL liquidity, but I don't think we're there yet. And then Solar Curve says hopefully encourage others to start rETH pairings. Will be interesting to see how this goes. So this is actually something that's in the remit, and like I mentioned before about co-incentives for rETH pairs with other tokens. So what really interesting thing happened was that Waldorf came back, and Waldorf is the treasurer, I believe. So Waldorf came back and said this, quoted the charter, I guess, of the incentive committee, and he said the IMC should sustainably build rETH exchange volume. So that's one of their remits. And then he says surely rETH RPL liquidity would build volume. Makes sense, right? So they, the incentives management committees trying to get all these co-incentives going, and basically what that means is if someone else is incentivizing a pair, then they ask to incentivize that with rETH instead of ETH or wrapped ETH, and we'll give some money towards that for them. So Waldorf comes back and he says, like I said, wait, where did that post go? Sorry. Yeah, unsurprisingly, Noshua managed to convince me by quoting the charter back at me. So then the tone of the conversation shifted, right? Because it's like it is within the remit of the Incentives Management Committee, the IMC. So then Marceau says perhaps 25% match, since that's what we're offering other protocols. Ultimately expecting that to trend down over time as rETH proves its value naturally. So what happens then is that this conversation kind of took place over the last couple of days, and like Marceau says to Solar Curve, looks like we're keen to match. Thanks for your support. Loving the direction this is taking. So what's really, really great that's happening here right now is that the Balancer community is kind of like building really great relationships with the Rocket Pool community and like working together. Like we're really helping each other out in a way. Like we're taking volume to Balancer, and Balancer's incentivizing our tokens, helping us with that. And it's really great. It's like everyone's helping each other out, and it's really wonderful to see. And then it goes on, they give a little bit more detail about when the bribing will happen and how. So it says over here, RPL here, 25% will go to the DAO, and the remaining 75% will be split between Aura and Balancer bribes based on Aura's percentage of VE BAL ownership, which is around 23% at the moment. So I'd get 23% of the bribe, which Marceau says, wow, that'll make a dent. And I'm not going to pretend I fully understand all of this. All I know that it's like they're going to be incentivizing liquidity on the RPL rETH pool, and that should be bullish. So I want to like say that with like, yeah, in hushed voices. But so like Valdov says, wow, so you're going to put up a huge bribe this round? Would it be better for us to follow one round later to ramp down? So the Balancer people are saying that they'll do it for one round of their bribe round, and then for us we might actually like carry on the week after just to like keep it like tapering down, so ramping it down. So this conversation goes on, and I really like urge you to go back and read it. This channel here in governance, and then this rETH liquidity incentives is actually where all the gigabrains are talking about everything that's happening, and it's really, really wonderful to see. Like yeah, Valdov again here says that's one we can justify even with the current charter, so there's no need, because they started the incentives first, right? We didn't start the incentives, they did it of their own volition. So it was really great to see. But then yeah, and then we're trying to encourage other partnerships as well, like rETH, Euler, and good things are happening. Really, really, really good things are happening. So with all those good things are happening, then what impact is this having on the protocol, right? Well, something really great happened overnight. Yesterday I told you guys about how there was a premium now on buying rETH from dexes. Well, because of that, we got some big deposits into the deposit pool. We got this one deposit that was for 1,000 ETH, and some of the sleuths in trading went back and like checked about this address, and it seemed like these were linked to Genesis ETH, and there's like thousands upon thousands of ETH linked to like this cluster of addresses. So it's definitely something that the community is keeping a close eye on. Also, there was another mint of like a few hundred, 259 ETH was deposited, but this was deposited by Marco Barco. So basically, because there was a premium, Marco Barco's got a lot of queues, a lot of mini pools waiting in the queue to go through the queue. So if there's a premium, you can put your ETH into the deposit pool, mint rETH, which then gets linked to new node operators coming online, which Marco Barco obviously is one of them. And then with the rETH that you just minted, you sell it on the secondary market, you take a small financial hit or maybe even make some profit, and then you move up in the queue. So it's like win-win for Marco Barco. But what's happened overnight is that the premium, like because it was such a small premium yesterday, it's kind of gotten back down into a discount today. However, positive things are happening. So as you can see today, we have 1,541 ETH deposited into the deposit pool and new rETH minted. So that is like incredibly bullish. It's like the biggest single day that we've had since August here. Yeah, like it's a really big day. I thought there was more around the time of, no, that was just a lot of small deposits. But yeah, this is the biggest one that we've had, biggest single day in months, basically. Like since July 27th. This is the biggest single day since July 27th in terms of rETH mint. So I think this trend is one that's going to continue. I hope that's one that's going to continue. And I think that's going to show some really positive things in the liquidity markets and, with Chainlink integration and everything. So with all that amazing stuff that's happening, this is my favorite part of the day. So sorry, that's the wrong one. That's also the wrong one. Where is it? It's Wait, where did it go? That's not it. That's not it. I'm so sorry. Yeah, we're supposed to be here. Okay, let me just show you. Sorry about this. I'm just going to have to navigate around a little bit. So we have something that happened overnight, which is we had a new all-time high on the RPL ETH ratio. So we peaked at 0.2038, which part of this buy that someone did with 180 ETH that pushed it over 0.2, which is an all-time high on the ratio. And it's really wonderful to see how the market's responding so favorably to Rocket Pool right now, rETH right now, the whole community right now. I really feel like this is a good time for our community, and I'm really happy for everyone who's helping this happen, and for everyone really, like for us all to enjoy it. I was awake last night when this buy came in, and I saw it flash on my screen, and I was like, woohoo! Yeah, I was very, very happy. So it's really great to see that. Like, when prices go up, it makes you feel good, right? Like, that's just the way it is. And it's like, you can steel yourself against like downturns and stuff. Like for a while, my RPL purchase was down, I think 75%. And I'm used to that. I've been down worse in the last few years, so that's not too bad. But now that everything's in the green, it just feels really good, and you feel kind of vindicated by it. So let me show you what the result of this is now, right? So one IB1 gymnast shared this graph of Rocket Pool total value locked, and let me just move my my thing out of the way so you guys can see this. So the total value locked is now 618,750,000. So as you can see, like from when the protocol went live here in like November 2021, the total value locked was 0 in terms of ETH, and since then it's been steadily going up. Right, this period here where we got a nice rise around March, and between March and April was when Tetranodes incentives went live. And as you can see now, when the new incentives went live right at the right over here, the prices the TVLs kind of skyrocketed. So not only is that because of rETH being minted, but the main thing is the value of the RPL token has gone up a lot as well. So the total value locked in those node operating contracts is an all-time high. So it's really great to see that we're on this trajectory, and the protocol's thriving right now. Like, we've had a really good couple of months, and the community is very positive that the next few months are going to be just as exciting for us. So next, I know a lot of you probably stake using Allnodes. So let me just put this back where it's supposed to go. A lot of you stake using Allnodes. Like a big chunk of Rocket Pool users use Allnodes. So here's this Sephiroth, who's a developer for Allnodes, says, I think someone high up in Allnodes says, "Hi all, the changes to support MEV boost in Allnodes have been taking longer than expected. As a result, it's possible we won't have claiming rewards working for Redstone until shortly after the merge. Note that no funds will be lost, just a small delay in when they can be claimed. We apologize for the inconvenience and thank you for your patience and understanding." So one of the amazing things that's happened obviously with Redstone is that any rewards that you earn now, your RPL rewards, will always be accessible for you. There's no issue anymore of them expiring after 28 days like they used to before Redstone went live. So there is a small delay on Allnodes for claiming your rewards for this period. However, there's nothing to worry about. Everything will be okay, and your funds will not be lost, and it's just a matter of patiently waiting until it's all done. And finally, we have this really great thing from logicbeach. So Charles VI said, "Speaking of awesome nodes, does anyone have a link or photo around of the old computer someone was running a node on? It had a floppy drive and everything. I can't seem to find it." So then Joe tagged logicbeach, and logicbeach shared their node setup, which is an old Macintosh classic, and they kind of like must have gutted the insides of it and maybe put a new screen in, and then they've got their node running on there. and it's really, really like retro cool. And people like, you know, commented really positively about this, that it looked really cool, and like, yeah, it was a really nice machine, like a really, really nice machine. And people have been sharing their staking setups recently, and we've seen some really nice ones. So this is definitely one that really stood out to me. So I thought I'd give logicbeach a shout out and tell him that it's got a really nice setup. So on that note, I hope you're all having a great weekend, and merge is 3 days away. It's really, really exciting. And I will see you all tomorrow. So have a good rest of your weekend, and yeah, bye.